Hi there, it's Suzanne Mathis McQueen. I'm here with Dr. Kayla, and we've just decided to get on a roll with these Facebook Lives. We had one yesterday, today, and we're going to have one tomorrow because we've got an event coming up in Portland, Oregon, on Friday night. So that's in three nights from now, right? It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday.
And hot off the press, Suzanne does not even know this yet, but I just got an email about the menu for Sunday, and I'm going to read it because it's so good.
Oh, yay. All right.
Ready. So everybody watch Suzanne's face. She does not know. Number 1, lavender chai latte made with pumpkin seed almond milk.
What? Wait, say that again.
Okay, lavender chai latte made with pumpkin seed almond milk.
Oh, man. I want that right now.
Me too. Number 2, hawthorn berry brahmi herbal infusion. That must be a tea blend. Hawthorn berry, brahmi. Yeah. Both amazing Ayurvedic herbs, super healing, excellent for this time of year, especially as people are going down with the flu. Hawthorn berry is going to be perfect. So our menu is made by an herbalist, by the way, or herbalist in training, I should say. Okay, number 3, organic stone ground cacao chocolate, lightly sweetened with coconut sugar and rose petals.
Whoa!
I know. Okay.
I want all of that right now, and I feel healthier just hearing about it all.
Yeah. All right. Number 4, gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free chocolate chip cookies.
Yum!
Everyone eat them. Everyone eats these. Gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free chocolate chip cookies. And sometimes when people hear a lot of things that say free, they kind of get this idea that it's not going to taste good. That's not true. What this means is it has only the best things in it. These are going to be amazing chocolate chip cookies, especially with lavender chai latte. What? Okay. All right. Are you ready for the final one?
I guess so.
Yeah, here we go. Raw adaptogenic sweet bites made from sprouted pecans, coconut oil, dates, and herbs.
What is that? Is that like a little round protein ball thing?
Yeah, well, it is. Yeah. And adaptogenic. So this means it's particularly good for the nervous system, to restore the nervous system. Everybody who's in adrenal fatigue after the holidays, happens to the best of us. Plus it's winter, Ayurvedically, that vata is coming out. So a lot of us are starting to spend a lot of time in our heads, which can burn out our nervous system too. So adaptogenic, very nourishing, soothing, grounding. So it's going to be great. Sprouted pecans, coconut oil, dates, and herbs. And that's in addition, of course, to the karaoke bowl, the lotus bowl that they're providing us off their menu. Yeah. So. All right. Yeah. So enough food, I think.
Lunch.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I'm very excited about that. You know, the thing about all the whatever free stuff that's in the recipe is, I mean, you know, we've come a long way with, and I'm sure, you know, the Ayurvedic recipes have always been good, but you know, everything that's happened now, everyone has, the chefs and the blenders you know, they just got on it and started creating some really delicious things. I mean, I can buy really good cookies here in my town I mean, they just taste really good. You just don't know anymore. And plus they're not as sugary sweet, but they're still sweet enough to where, you know, it's the right kind of sweet. It's not the too sweet kind of thing that other cookies and different, you know, products can have. So
yeah,
I really look forward to that.
Me too. I'm so excited.
Thank you for taking care of that. I'm super excited about it. Yes. We have quite a few good sponsors. Yeah. Do we want to mention? Let's mention some of them.
Sure. So tomorrow I'll be stopping by Fossil Cartel. That's owned by Susan Landa, who also runs Moon Days. She's donating gems, a stone, to every single woman at our Sunday circle. So if you're coming to that Sunday event, yay, you get a healing gemstone from Susan. That's going to be amazing. Another one from down in your part of the state in Ashland is Ayurvedic Rasayanas, donated us a beautiful blend of their women's formula. It's a herbal supplement made with organic ghee, and then all the herbs are mixed into the ghee. It's about a 1 month supply, $30 value, so that's going to be a door prize. That's going to be excellent.
Ooh.
And yeah, those.
Do I need to pick that up on my way up to Portland?
It's here. It's waiting.
Oh, is there?
They also
All
donated
right.
some teas. Oh, and the other one, I will also send out a shout out to Fairies Dance Organic Clothing Company by woman business owner Adrienne. She makes fabulous, or she doesn't make, but she sources just really great organic clothes, and she's donating several shirts for door prizes. I own actually the shirt that she's donating. I love it.
Yay.
So,
All right. Excellent.
Yep, and more on the list too, to be announced.
Yeah, more on the list. I'm waiting to hear back tomorrow on a couple of businesses down here in Southern Oregon, and excited about that, but I won't make any announcements yet about that. Okay, so real quick, we had one topic today to piggyback on yesterday's topic. If you didn't see yesterday's, I wanted to talk briefly, if I can do that. I know that I'm not very good at that, but on the idea that each of our cycles are unique. And yes, definitely they are unique. Each woman has, a different range of what's normal for her. Are 28 days your day? Are you more like a 32 day? Are you more like a 26 day? That kind of thing. That kind of thing is unique to all of us, and how we respond, how we are, how our conditions, how stress, how, what have we grown up with? What did we inherit? All of these different things, are factors, of course, on how differently as females we respond to things. Who gets, just a harder period than some other women, sort of throughout since they've been, a young girl, that kind of thing, or, a young woman. But the one thing that I really want to stress as far as 4 seasons and 4 weeks goes is that this is based on the idea that we're not different in one particular aspect. And where we're not different is what the purpose of this cycle of ours. And the purpose of this cycle, the whole purpose for this whole operation, and what we have, what we've had to learn how to master, how we have to, what we need to become skilled at is this cycle of ours. The purpose of this thing is what? It's birthing babies, it's childbirth, it's reproduction. And this design that we have is very precise, and it's not varied all over the board. This is a machine that's pretty dialed in. So, this thing is, certain things have to happen for a woman to be fertile. Certain things have to be triggered in order for ovulation to happen. Certain things have to happen for that wad of DNA, that fertilized egg, when a sperm enters that egg, and they have to travel for a little bit and embed into the uterine lining. That's very precise. And if that doesn't happen, then there's another set of triggers. I mean, this is a big science project that, it's sort of like, when you go to, we have a thing here called Science Works in Southern Oregon down in Ashland, and you go and the ball starts rolling down and it flips this thing over, and pretty soon, you've got breakfast on your plate, because all these things trip the wires. And that's exactly what's happening in this cycle. So we're not unique in that area. If things are going according to plan, if things are working correctly, then this system, this design of ours, is not all that different. Researchers are finding every day that, maybe even how things are calculated, that the number of days, they're discovering all kinds of things about that, as we go. But again, this machine, it's more about learning about the machine, but the machine is pretty precise. Now, how many days we go, like I said, that can vary sort of depending on just the woman's constitution. But here's the thing, and here's the main point that I want to get to, is when we're charting according to 4 seasons and 4 weeks, which again isn't charting for fertility, that would be a fertility awareness method. This is charting for your experience, your beauty cycle, your sexual cycle, your communication cycle, your physical energy, your mental viewpoint, right? When we're charting that, if we're only charting what we're feeling today, and marking that down. And we're taking, it's important to chart that, but it doesn't mean that it's the thing to strive for. There's sort of two different things going on. There is the precise, healthy version of the machine. That's what we aspire to. But that may not be what we're experiencing today. I mean, if we only go by the fact that we're unique because of what we're feeling, and we take that as gospel, as that's the correct thing, that might not be the correct thing. That might be the unhealthy version of us. So what I'm trying to say, is this making sense, Dr. Kayla? Are you understanding am I getting that point across? That,
yeah, keep going.
Okay, so
and you have some people saying things on this live, so this is good. I was distracted by that. I don't know how to respond. I wish I did. I'm not very technological savvy, but thank you for. Yeah. Can
you see them? I think I'm the only one who can.
That's okay. This is great.
Oh, that's Elisa. Yeah, great. Okay, and she's got a comment. Okay, I'm just going to see what she says for a second here. Let's see. Can we get her comment?
I can jump in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Suzanne, and I don't know if this is the point that you were going to make, but one thing I think when people think about charting for health, sometimes people sort of make goals and there's like a certain thing that they want to achieve each day or a way they think they should feel each day, versus really being honest with yourself and taking an account of how did you feel that day. And for some reason, I find that it's hard for people. It can be hard when you're initially charting to stick with it in order to be able to get to this point, to see the patterns and really apply it to your life, to notice positive changes, which it's totally possible. Anybody who has stuck with your method knows this, I'm sure, and can attest to this. But I don't know if that's where you were going, but that's where my mind was going with what you were saying.
This is for sure. This is not an overnight thing, because, and I don't want anyone stressing over the idea that they need to, like get this right away. This is not so. This is one of these things where, if you understand, if you take the whole reason for 4 seasons and 4 weeks is to show you what is the general template of this cycle of ours. Now here's where it can vary. I mean, what I have seen, what other women have seen is this resting, building, expressing, deconstructing phase. There are things that, I mean, because the hormones are causing us to feel a certain way, just in the same way that coffee may make us feel hyper or slam us down on the ground, how sugar, makes us feel, how valerian will calm us right down, things like that.
And I'd like to go ahead and say, and here's where we can extend this to a broader population, because we have these 4 phases that you've so closely identified with women's hormones. But the truth is, all humans go through these 4 phases. It's written about by our ancestors in response to the moon. The lunar calendar, there's certain things that we do on the new moon and the full moon. And by following these rhythms as a species, our bodies really like that. What we love is routine. And one thing that a lot of women ask me about our workshop is they say, well, I'm no longer cycling. Does this apply to me? And again, like we were saying, our myth buster from yesterday, you may no longer be bleeding, but definitely you're still cycling. And after years of cycling on this pattern, of course, your body's going to have this memory. And what you say so beautifully in your book is the time it's no longer birthing babies, but our elder women, they are birthing other things, man. At this time, at this day and age, we need our women to stand up and we need our older women to feel good. We can't have menopause feel horrible. Like we need you. You should definitely be healthy into your 90s. All my great grandmothers lived one's still alive. So anyways. Yes. Back to you.
I say yes on that. Excellent. Well, for sure. The only difference is that, for sure, we're all affected by that moon. It's a little different now that we've got all this artificial lighting that is screwing up our signals, right? So it's not the same as our ancient ancestors. Well, not even that ancient, but a few generations back.
Right. This is not long ago, folks. That's not
long ago at all. But the thing about the women who are bleeding, the ones who cycle and then have a period and go through that, what I say is that your resting phase, you've got your own new moon phase. You've got your own resting phase. It might not align with the new moon in the sky. Okay. So we've got, so this is slightly different too. You know, this is slightly different topic, but let's just put this out there and then we can finish up. But for sure, you have your own lunar rhythm going on. If you are what I call a blood giver, a bleeding person, you know, if you are no longer bleeding, if you are post-hysterectomy, post-menopause, if you identify as female, if you feel the moon a lot, if you feel rhythmic with the moon, even if you're a very male, even if you identify with male, but you're feeling that rhythm, then you can follow, you will still have, just follow the actual moon. When is the new moon? That's your resting phase. Then it goes building phase, full expression at full moon, and then deconstructing. So beautifully brought up, Dr. Kayla, that concept, because we are rhythmic beings. We are rhythmic thinkers. We're affected by the sun on a daily basis, and we're affected by the moon on a monthly basis. With just to wind up the initial thought, your uniqueness, we have something to strive for. That the purpose of this whole cycle within our wombs is a pretty precise design, and it's something that we can strive for. It's something that we can see. It's a way to calibrate what's going on within our own system. It's a way to tell whether we're being healthy with it or not. If we're tracking, if we're charting, and we're way off from what should sort of be happening, then that's something to look at. I mean, if you're feeling good, if you're feeling great, then it's not a problem. I mean, if everything's working great and you're feeling good, then that probably is. But I haven't seen that that's the case. Usually, if you're not aligning with this fairly precise system, if you're not somewhere in the vicinity, you're probably not feeling good, and you're probably upset about a lot of things. So I'll leave it at that.
That's why we're here. You know, I have patients coming to me for these things all the time. It's very pervasive. I would say irritable bowel syndrome, a lot of our kind of dysthymic disorder, general depression, fatigue, obesity, a lot of these things can kind of have roots tracking back to this. I've seen people improve from all of these conditions by applying these principles and getting more in touch. So I would say the symptoms of being out of touch with your natural cycle can be variant, and I would say they're pervasive right now. Especially people aren't feeling good, you know, and it's an especially bad year. You know, I was just at the urgent care today at the Portland clinic, just saying hi. I wasn't sick, I wasn't working, but it's a bad year. Like the immune system it's people are sick. You know, this flu, these viruses, not good. Way better to tap and get in touch with this rhythm, build up your immune system. I've seen it happen, works much better.
Yeah, very good. Right. It really just helps the immune system to be in alignment with this rhythm. You know, we've got lots of rhythms. All humans have these rhythms, but the women, the bleeding women, have a second system to get into alignment with. You know, it's kind of double duty, unfortunately, but also it's amazing for all the other reasons too, that we don't have time to go down that road.
No,
you know,
but we will on Sunday if you can join us.
Oh, come to Portland on Sunday for our workshop.
We already have 20 people that are going to be there. Still a few more spots, but we are filling up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, please come, because, you know, this is most likely the only live workshop that we're going to do all year. We don't know for sure. It sort of depends on, you know, it depends on all the logistics. It's you know, all of that. But this is the time to get here and start your year out right by, you know, really joining in. And we've got the couples workshop on Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. It's only 2 hours. Come over to Soma Space in Portland. And, you know, come to this workshop, because we'll be talking about the rhythmic sex drive of women based on this blueprint of the blood givers, okay, of the womb, and the whole reason for the operation, not the operation, the whole reason for the system to be as it is.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you guys for watching.
We'll be back tomorrow night at 5, live at 5-ish is what I'm saying. Live at 5-ish.
Yeah, between 5:05, probably.
Yeah, you know, somewhere in that vicinity. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, I'll put the link to the Facebook event in the comment box below this.
And we'll post the menu there as well.
Oh my gosh, that menu's so good. All right. Thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow night.